I know this episode is coming very quick off the heels of my last Transformers IDW comic review, but that's sort of the price you have to pay when you catch up immediately, and then obviously a new issue is going to come out soon. So this is just a weird time period where I almost have to have one back to back, although since I'm doing a video every day, it might not feel like that to you guys. Today we're reviewing Transformers number 16, The Change in Your Nature Part 4. First thing I want to say, how long are we going to keep the branding of a bold new era? Because that branding at the top of the issue, Bold New Era, has lasted a lot longer than previous IDW Universe stuff have, what is it, Rise of the Dawn of the Autobots and Days of Deception. Brave New Era has been here for a long time, to the point that we're not really new anymore. We're at issue number 16, so we can drop the Bold New Era thing. I want to mention that the flashback, the what happened so far page, reminds me that Bumblebee kind of figured out that Quake might have been behind the death of Rubble. And I realized that that was a big thing, and that we really haven't gone anywhere with that. So there's another one of my complaints there. Don't worry, I have new complaints. One thing I want to point out and ask here is about Road Rage. Now, Road Rage is a female character, but she doesn't look like it in any way, shape, or form. And maybe it's because this art just sort of it just might be an art problem. I don't remember thinking this the previous issue that focused on Road Rage. But I do question why she looks like that if she's going to be a female character. Now, that seems like a weird thing to say. Well, Road Rage was one of those characters that was sort of retroactively applied the name, retroactively made a female character. I don't think Road Rage had much fiction before they made her a female character, so it's not entirely a retcon, but there's really two major points that you can use for female characters in Transformers, and that is to help the brand with diversity and to help it with representation. I don't think Road Rage does well with either diversity or representation. Diversity-wise, nothing about her... If it wasn't for the fact that they weren't using the her pronoun, I would not remember that Road Rage was a girl. She's written... It's hard to say she's written un-girl-like. She's written like every other character, which is bland. So it's really hard to use any sort of diversity. You know, her background doesn't provide context for her to add anything new to the series. Now, if it's for representation, I don't think there's many female readers out there that are going to look at Road Rage and feel that they're represented by Road Rage, when there are already other female characters in this book that do better in both diversity and representation as a character. It may just be an art problem, who knows. We learn that the Autobots are planning on arresting the Decepticons, and that makes Megatron kick into action. The Void pop in, and they're angry, and that just sort of happens on one or two pages. One thing I've noticed is that the writer really likes having characters sit in a chair, hear bad news, and then clench their fist and sort of dent the chair. Megatron does that while he's talking to Elita 1, and I think that's the third time I've seen characters do that in this series. So it's cool, oh no, he's angry, he's crushed part of the chair. It's cool when you do that once. Now we're on 3 times, so we've been doing that a bit too much. As we see the Decepticons, Ascenticons, Rise, storm a Titan, I figured out one of my problems with this series, and that is it uses characters that nobody cares about. Now, old IDW 1, used characters nobody cares about in spades. But typically they gave those characters personality, and made the characters you care about. This comic uses characters you don't care about, and by the time the story's over, you still don't care about them, because they're not unique in any way, shape, or form. There's this weird joke. Again, this writer can't do humor. I can't remember how the joke went in the previous issue, but it's where like Sideswipe says he has like some sort of weapon, and then like Windblade's like, I don't think that's what it is, and that was the joke. This joke, Flame War has a group of Rises together, and she calls them Team Stream, and then one of the bots is like, that's so stupid, and she's like, I'm calling you Team Stream, and then throughout the issue she keeps calling them Team Stream, and they're like, please stop calling me that. And that's the joke. The joke is that Flame War is calling this group of Transformers a name that one of them doesn't like. That's funny. We do see a city speaker here, and they communicate with the Titan, which is revealed to be Vigilum. Vigilum from the original IDW 1 universe. Now, there has been so much going on with this series that just sort of points to IDW 2 maybe not even being completely separate from IDW 1. So much of it is, more so than usual, taking from IDW 1, kind of assuming you recognize characters from IDW 1. I said this in the first episode, but I think the writer almost expects you to have a familiarity with IDW 1, which isn't what you really want to do with a reboot. This is feeling more like a New 52, retcons included, which, the New 52 was meant to be a fresh start. But it was later revealed that the New 52 was the old universe that just went through some cosmic changes, and they can bring back the old universe. IDW 2 feels like it's in that DC Rebirth stage. Like, you're waiting for the DC Rebirth reveal that this is actually the old universe after something went wrong with the timeline and something. And then that, characters from the previous universe are going to show up. This really feels like... It feels like a natural... Look at it this way. This IDW universe feels so much like you have to have the context for the previous IDW universe that I'm working on my reading order for the first IDW universe, and I'm sticking these books at the very end. Like, they're so not different enough that I don't feel it's strange to stick them in the IDW reading order if you just assume some cosmic event happened between the two that resulted in a Crisis on Infinite Earth style or Flashpoint style reboot, because this doesn't really stand on its own as an independent continuity, not thematically, not the motifs definitely draw on the previous universe. And that's all I really have to say about Transformers number 16. This series is still bad. I'm hesitant to say that it might get the ball rolling because it seems to be suggesting that the event that sparks the war might be happening soon. The pieces seem to be falling into place for that. At some point we're going to stop running into questions and we'll have to get more answers. But yeah, we'll see where this goes, I guess. One person said, I think it's time to give this series up. Give it up if you want to. I promised I'd review every single issue in this continuity, so I'm kind of stuck here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Check out my social media links in the description. Consider supporting me on Patreon if you want to see this channel continue. Consider subscribing if you have not yet. And have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. Huge thanks to our patrons, including this month's $10 plus patron, Josh Adkins. Check out the description for more patrons and more info about how you can receive a shout out here.